Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and this is not the first take because I'm being very fucking immature throughout the recording of this video for a very immature reason, which I will explain, slightly vulgar, hopefully a little bit more intelligent than I have done in previous takes. But yeah, I do look like a tasteless 70s comedian right now, from the north, of course. And we're going back over to Huddersfield to the Magic Rock Brewery, and we're having a look at their Salty Kiss, which is the Gooseberry Goes, which is described as a lightly sour, fruity and refreshing beer, clocking in at 4.1% ABV. And the reason why this beer is making me giggle so much is because it, without getting into too much detail, it sort of reminds me of when you get a kiss from your girlfriend when she hasn't washed her mouth after a specific act. So nobody else has probably ever thought of that with the word salty kiss, but yeah, it just seems to have triggered me and my immature 10-year-old self. But yeah, always a pleasure to pleasure with a salty kiss, fucking hell. It's always a pleasure to go back to the Magic Rock Brewery. Very solid brewery indeed. Released some really interesting beers this past 12 months, if not longer. And yeah, I picked this up in booths for about £2.20, something like that, so I can't complain. And yeah, fantastic artwork on that, as per usual, with the core range from Magic Rock. I can never remember the illustrator or graphic designer who's in charge of their branding, but they do such a fantastic job, so I will credit them in the description box down below. So yeah, picking this up from booths, I do like a good goes, and gooseberries are it's a flavour profile that I've had a couple of times, so I was very interested in this one. So without any further ado, let's get this beer opened and see what we get. I apologise for the vulgar tone at the start of this video, but yeah, I have a warped mind, which isn't necessarily a bad thing when it comes to jokes. So, beer in a glass then, and that's a sort of lovely copper, rustic looking beer. It's got a nice amount of haze in there, like a deep amber colour to it with some golden hues towards the top of the stem. And beer in a glass poured with about one finger's worth of a slightly off-white head, which looks nice and condensed. So let's see what we got on the aroma. You get that sort of like tartness from the gooseberries, and that's pretty much it. Slight saltiness in there. A little bit of a yeasty character. Oh Jesus Christ, images are flying through my head right now. Just give it a wash, Jesus Christ. But yes, very subtle fruit tones in there, like stone fruits almost. A little bit leafy, herbaceous, got that sort of like mixed salad leaf aroma to it. But it's a really subdued and subtle aroma overall. But what is there is really quite nice. And it smells like a typical goes, to be honest. It's got that lovely sourness. Anyway, I've described that aroma absolutely horrifically. Let's see if I could do better on the taste. Cheers. That's a very subtle beer. Sometimes with these goes beers and sour beers in general, you take that first sip and you're like, your face scrunches up, but then you become really quite accustomed to it. That to me is very subtle. So first and foremost, if you've ever been like slightly scared to try this style, this would be a really good entry point. I'd say this and Two Old Goes to Hollywood. I think that was the beer that they did with the orange goes, which is absolutely gorgeous. Not too puckering on the mouth, not too sour, but you do pick up that tartness in this one. Yeah, you definitely pick up that gooseberry, but it's not overwhelming. or it doesn't dominate the palate anyway. Yeah, very easy drinking. It's refreshing, that tartness and that like slight saltiness just like gives you a little bit of a jump. Yeah, that's really, really nice actually. It's one of the more subtle ghost style beers that I've had, but I think it works with this one. Perfectly sessionable, very easy drinking, well rounded, really nicely brewed as you would expect from Magic Rock, and very, very accessible, but it still has flavour. So, you know, Magic Rock to me have probably one of the best core ranges in the UK. I mean, you can get this and like a can of the coffee porter that they do, which is absolutely out of this world, and it's like that's a core range beer, absolutely fantastic. And then the seasonal beers that they do, the limited edition beers that they do, the collaboration beers that they do, I don't think I've ever had a bad Magic Rock beer. And yeah, there's a reason why that brewery is so highly regarded. But yeah, lovely sort of fruitness there. Tartness is just about right. It's not gonna, you know, give you acid reflux or anything like that. It's nice and subtle, well rounded, but still flavoursome. And yeah, it's just so easy going. That's the beauty of this beer. It's like the perfect session beer. It's like the perfect palate cleansing beer when you're in between different styles. And yeah, I really, really like that. I mean, it's not blowing me away or anything like that, but what is there is really quite nice. So in terms of a rating then on the Salty Kiss from Magic Rock, I'm going to give that a very solid 7 out of 10. I would happily have that one again in the future. It's definitely the most accessible Goes style beer that I've had. And yeah, it's just got that quality, lovely flavours, well-rounded, subtle, but not pedestrian. And yeah, one that I'd happily have a few cans in the fridge at any given moment. That slight tartness just perks you up a little bit. So yeah, if you've tried this beer, then let me know your thoughts and opinions. Are you a fan of Salty Kisses? Then let me know in the comments down below. You don't have to tell me that. Please ignore that. That was terrible. If you're a fan of Magic Rock, let me know. And what are some of your favourite Magic Rock beers? What are some of your favourite Ghost style beers? Check out my Ghost playlist. Check out my Magic Rock playlist. Of course, if any of my friends and fellow beer tubers have reviewed this one, their links will be included down below. And more importantly, I hope you'll join me for a much more family-friendly and inclusive beer review. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'm not going to go there. I was going to say something really, really unnecessarily dirty, but the review doesn't warrant it, and look at me, I'm the last person that should be talking about that sort of stuff. Anyway, I'll let your imaginations run wild, and yeah, more importantly, I hope you'll join me next time for another beer review. What a mess. What an absolute mess. I am an utter, utter disgrace. Pornhub it is then.